How camping in a blizzard deep in the forest revealed life's only source of joy, and the secret behind the name No Bow Tie. Welcome to No Bow Tie, where we learn to conquer emptiness and frustration, discover our uniqueness, and live with unrelenting joy. I'm John No Bow Tie Swoboda, author and musician. Many of you know me as strictly a musician who's inspired to pull the potential out of other people to create a better life. There's a lot more to it than that, let me tell you. As a classical guitarist, I had years of compounded discipline toward practice and achieving goals, and my whole life became a regimen of setting goals and achieving goals to find out that I was just digging my hole deeper in life that I couldn't climb out of. I couldn't find the joy and the happiness that sustained a sense of purpose. When I released my fifth album, it was then that I realized I was just going in a circle of goal setting and goal reaching that did not really attribute any strength to the direction of my life from the inside. It did everything that I wanted for what I could do in life, but not what I could be in life. Have you ever been there? I was just stagnating and trying to convince myself that reaching goals was the key. It was motivating that every day I had my goal list to achieve, and once I achieved it, I thought I was happy to wake up the next day to find out I wasn't. But one night I came home from a performance, dressed in a tux and a bow tie, and that is when my life began to change. I remember standing in my living room, getting ready to do a practice session. I still had on the attire, the tuxedo. I couldn't come up with an idea for the next album. So while I was thinking, I grabbed an old blues guitar and I started to play Mozart on the old blues guitar, and it was fantastic. And I'm not talking about just playing bluegrassy licks to it. I was rearranging everything about it to make it my own. And I found that it gave me a sense of resonance, a sense of happiness I hadn't had before. And as I continued to play, I literally was spinning around the room with the guitar strapped to my shoulder. I found the light, and then I heard a voice, and the voice in me said, "John, take the bow tie out of formality." And I took the bow tie out of classical music. That is where I started. I realized I was just following rules. I was trying to get approval of other people, of the audiences, of the people purchasing the CDs. I was trying to get their approval to give me a sense of self-worth from the outside in. And I wanted my self-worth, and I want your self-worth to come from the inside out. There is no greater joy in life to feel strong from the inside out. So I took a break from music, and I took a break from life. And I decided, like anybody who's in search of meaning, I decided to connect with nature. I went camping by myself in the wilderness with a tent and just the tools that I needed to survive in the snow, in the winter, and in a storm. And it was the biggest turning point of my happiness. The third night of camping, I saw that there was a forecast of 12 inches of snow. And I already saw 14 of it on the ground, and it was falling like confetti. The temperature was dropping, and the branches on the trees were starting to bend with the weight of the snow. I went and sat in my tent, deciding what I should do. I was actually becoming a little bit nervous. I was questioning whether or not I should be there. I was so exposed to the elements that it started to mess with my mind. Just like when you are in the environment and people's opinions start to mess with your mind, what's outside of you starts to mess with your inside mind. The elements in that camping experience made me afraid. I started to get colder, even though the temperature was stabilizing. I started to feel alone. I started to get scared. I started to wonder why I was there and who I was. I realized that my thoughts were starting to haunt me. And then I also realized that the more I exaggerated those thoughts, the worse that I felt, of course. So I decided to play a game with my mind. I started by focusing on the beauty, to see if I would feel better. I needed something. So I did. I started focusing on the silence and the beauty of the snow and the hillsides, and that I actually had the things that I need, and that I was glad that I was there, and I was glad of who I was. And all of a sudden, I started to feel better. And in light of the game, I decided to go the other direction. I decided to purposely choose negative thoughts and see how I felt. Sure enough, when I thought the worst, I felt the worst. When I thought about the paralyzing possibilities of this situation, I got colder. I started to wonder again about who I was. I couldn't get a grip on my security, my strength from the inside. And then when I would switch my thinking over, it would happen again. I noticed my whole body felt different. My mind felt different. I started to have thoughts of possibility, and it hit me. The more that I thought in one direction, the less I could see the other direction. It was as if I was thinking on a sphere. And the more that I leaned toward one side of that sphere, the less I could see over to the other side. The more I exaggerated positive thoughts, the less I was even concerned about negative thoughts. And they were easy to brush out. But the more that I focused on the negative thoughts, the less I could see the positive possibilities of the situation, the less I could see implying my own strength, the less I could see the beauty of the situation, and the less I could see what I could learn to become stronger in my quest for finding myself. And why was this my door to freedom? Because I realized I was thinking my experience. The things that I was thinking were creating my reality. The way that I responded to everything around me was the life that I was living. And then I thought of you. I decided I wanted to share this secret, this little spot that I found in the mind with everybody, because we are doing it and we don't realize we're creating a life we may not want the same way by our thinking. Where your thinking goes, your life will go. And now I do it every day. It strengthens me from the inside out every day to live a life of joy, despite the conflicts. And I have my challenges, but I'm able to conquer those challenges because of the way I think and the actions that I take. Start with your mind and be a light unto yourself. Start today. You can do it right now. Change your thoughts toward what you want in life. Are you getting what you want in life? Or are you stagnating, creating more of what was yesterday today? You're just producing goals that are more of what you've already had. And it seems like it's thrilling, but it's just more of the same. Are you ready to take the risk of being yourself and getting what you want in life? I can show you how. Be sure to tune in to the next episode and start that trek on your life of getting what you really want and pushing everything that you have been behind you so that you can become the better you, the better person that you've always wanted to be. And before you go, I'm going to play for you the piece that I played when I heard the voice tell me to take the bow tie out of classical music. Enjoy.